while we would come out, somebody would come out to the store and be like, "Excuse me, where's your DVD section?" And me being me, I would go, I would point. I'm like right over there, and then they would look. I go, "You see where that sign where it says DVD and it has an arrow pointing down?" And like, yeah, like,
Dick.
and then I was I was 18. I was like, oh God. Thinking back at it now, you know how people like think back and like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm not. I'm not. I was like, oh, this is yeah, that's the right response.
We should observe the ancient ritual of traditional pre-fight donuts. Yeah.
Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it?
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Shut up.
Break, not hit back.
Silly Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords.
You will all refer to me by the name Betty.
I know Kung Fu.
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
I said I don't want trouble.
Only a ninja can destroy a ninja.
Defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei!
Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
Right. And we're recording. We're live. Welcome to the 12th episode of KickFlix. Your favorite martial arts movie podcast where we rewatch, and then talk and debate over review our favorite martial art movies. I have Nary Signs with me, as has been every single time this podcast, is Mike Mercadal.
KickFlix.
And Jeff Mercancini.
I'm ready to go.
Today's
I'm gonna be
movie.
very soft spoken in this episode, just like Joe American.
Are you kung fu fighting or are you a drummer?
Yeah, I'm gonna be soft spoken like Joe American because that's his last name.
Today's movie, as you can tell by looking at your listening device or by watching us on YouTube or the Facebooks, is the 1985 iconic film American Ninja.
American Warrior, American Ninja.
So we'll talk about this in a minute, but I just learned yesterday or today, I forget when it was that I texted Jeff. I was like, why the fuck does it say American Warrior in IMDb? It says original title American Ninja. I don't know when it was changed to American Warrior. I don't know if they were trying to capitalize on American Ninja Warrior. And they were just trying to capitalize.
The American Ninja Warrior didn't exist.
No, but it does. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know when it changed. I don't know. Recently, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know when they changed it to like, well, you know, this movie's popular now. This show is popular now, so let's change it. I don't know. And
in the original trailer, they called it American Warrior.
Did they? I didn't know.
Well, there has to be some 80s reason for it. Yeah. Like there has to be some 80s reason where they're like, yeah, he's an American ninja, and then someone's like, these I don't want to say ethnic slur for Japanese people, correct. But he's like, we can't do it. People don't like that. You know, like there's gonna be some kind of.
But you also said ninja 47 times in the film. Anyway, let's go by. First of all, let's start with our IMDb.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna read the log line and then we can do the way you always do it. You know, the way we've always done it.
The things that we do.
This is American Warrior, aka American Ninja. It might be an international title. That might be because they don't maybe they don't want ninja in the international, whatever. An American soldier. Previously sorry, I messed up. Take two. American soldier. Obviously very skilled in martial arts, single-handedly takes on mercenaries in the Philippines. Again with the Philippines. I didn't realize how much the Philippines was involved.
How many Canon films are made in the Philippines?
It's Canon Films. Like they were like because that was the cheapest place for them to do it. The director, Sam Furstenberg, did not want it. He literally, there's a documentary on YouTube of this movie, and he literally was like, it's an American ninja, so I wanted it in America and him to be a ninja in America. And then they were like, yeah, but it's too much money. Okay, so he's gonna be in an American naval base in the Philippines, which is technically still America. Like that's the way he circumvented it.
That's amazing. Well, as always, I have to give the warnings out there for the parents' guide.
Yes,
The
please.
parents' guide. So, sex and nudity, none. No sex and nudity. Some pinup
But there
posters.
was love.
There
But
was
there
love.
was
There
love.
was, or the 80s ninja movie approximation of love.
Correct.
Some pinup posters are on the wall in the barracks. A man and a woman get out of their clothes. The woman makes a mild, suggestive remark.
Oi.
Aye. Violence and gore, moderate. A man grabs another man's testicles and crushes them. Non-graphic. It says non-graphic. Blood trickles from a man's mouth. Good to know. Good call. Body seen with a ninja star sticking out of the head. Why wouldn't there be that in this movie? Of course,
I need
there
at least
would be.
one. I need at least one ninja star.
At least he hit his goal this time.
At least one. Profanity, we got one use of a GD, 2 uses of the F word, other mild profanities such as S, H, and SOB. Alcohol, some smoking and drinking, it's mild. Frightening and intense scenes, none. I disagree. A helicopter gets blown up out of the sky.
Yes,
I think that's kind of intense. I would imagine that's kind of intense.
I would also say the smolder that Dudikoff does at the beginning with the switchblade is pretty intense. So
the smoldering in this movie was off the charts.
That was his special power. It's like
Yeah.
Jumanji. Is it the Jumanji? It's like that's his special power is a smolder.
Oh man, this is great. What else do we do? What else do we want? We want
the taglines.
Taglines.
Oh,
Mike's got one right behind his head. The deadliest art of the Orient is now in the hands of an American. The second one being
of the East. What do you mean Orient? What kind
That's
of?
what it says. That's what it says. The deadliest.
Look, it says East.
Oh no,
It's
but I'm
from
reading
the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading from the IMDb. They had it. They have it different. They have it art of the Orient.
They keep saying Orient.
Yeah, and then the other one is the
Which-
Orient created the world's deadliest art. Now there's an American master.
I mean, if this isn't the white people taking shit from in like other countries and appropriate, this is the cultural appropriation of apparently the most secret art that dude Jackson knew about immediately. Y'all heard of ninjutsu, and it's like, what, the super secret assassination art?
Oh, wait.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. But we gotta give our 60-second
yes.
review.
Do you want the Rotten Tomatoes now or later?
Yeah, give us the Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, I'll give you the audience score first. The audience score is 47% with 10,000 plus reviews.
Of course.
47%.
The critics score with 7 reviews, 0%.
Wait, 7,000?
7 reviews.
700.
7. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
They can give zeros? Like what? There's no. I refuse to believe that there's 0 redeeming qualities of this movie.
Well,
and we're going to talk
based
about
upon critics. Based upon critics.
I know. I understand that.
Those are the critics' reviews.
I'm going to look up those 7 critics and never fucking believe them. I'm going to dispute them in every. I'm going to follow them around and be their torturer, their tormentor. Just be like, you gave American Ninja 0, so fuck you. I can't believe your Dumbledore Secrets, whatever review.
The best part is one of the reviews was, if I remember correctly, it said, now that I've seen a ninja movie, I have it to reference when I see other ninja movies.
No,
that was the review.
I mean,
all right.
Wow.
So what's the 60-second thoughts?
Okay, 60 seconds on the clock. I go first.
Go.
I will tell you, I had not seen this movie since I originally saw it, and I had seen its many sequels, and they're all just jumbled into one big movie now, right?
In your brain?
In my brain, they were all just like one big movie, and I forgot. I'm gonna tell you right now, I forgot how high pitched Michael Dudikoff's voice is. That was a shocking moment when he first spoke, but he is. Yeah, he's like, you got to change out of these clothes, like whatever it is. It was just like shocking that this is like the man. He looked great, chiseled, very lean and mean. And he's got the piercing blue eyes. Yeah, it looks great. Good 80s, look. But I remember very little about this movie, or I remembered very little when I was going into it. except for like a few flashes where I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. And I was so happy to see the return of the ninja hands.
Yeah.
The ninja hands.
Every ninja movie we've
yeah.
seen on KickFlix
Yep.
has had the ninja hands.
Ninja hands. I didn't realize
Every
how
single one.
important that was.
Even films not made by Canon films.
The ninja,
Ninja Assassins had the ninja hands. It's very important
because it's the ninja magic. That's how you get the ninja. But anyway, go, Mike. Go ahead. Sorry.
I will say, and also the bad guy, the Black Star Ninja, also a very high voice.
Greatest rap name in the history of
Black Star Ninja.
Black Star Ninja. If there's not a rapper out there using Black Star Ninja right now, are you out of your mind?
Well, Black Star is a group.
Yes, but Black Star Ninja.
Yeah, you have to get the full thing.
Yeah, come on, man. I like the fact Mike's like, no, they already have a Black Star as a group. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't mean
who's also very good, but
Black Star Ninja. Black Star
Ninja. Yeah, Black Star Ninja. But besides that, I watched this. I hadn't seen it in forever, and it was just like a weird time warpy thing of like, oh man, I remember this. It was definitely a kid eyes movie for me because I saw all the flaws and I saw there was a lot of like swing and wait to get your repercussions fight choreography. And then it was like just kind of remembering like I like this one better than Enter the Ninja as a ninja movie for some reason.
Because it's better.
I mean, it's absolutely better. Also,
clearly
we'll
better.
talk about it. We'll
talk about it. But there's a lot about that.
Yeah,
Jeff, what's your 60 seconds?
I took my...
So basically, I'm in the same boat as Mike. I hadn't seen the original American Ninja in a while, and I will be completely frank with you. I got slightly disappointed because I remembered one of my favorite scenes from these movies, and I thought it was from the first one, where Jackson bonks one of the ninjas on the head while they're on a boat. But that's in like part 2, I think, or part 3. So I got really sad when that scene didn't happen because I thought it was from here.
You were waiting for it the whole time.
I was like, "Come on, bonk him!"
Start rolling. You're like, "Where's the bonk?"
Yeah, there's no bonk. I wish there was more martial arts fighting from the American Ninja. Because we'll get to that. But I didn't hate it. I'll be honest with you. And I rewatched it again today. I've seen it twice in the last 4 days. And
on purpose.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. But there's some fun parts to it and some redeeming parts. Again, this is a common theme with me is after watching the little documentary on it, I appreciated some of the choices more. Like his voice and stuff like that, which I'll mention after we get to our 60 seconds. But I didn't hate it, but it wasn't as dope as I remembered watching it as a kid.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this movie in a long time either. And I remembered every frame of this film.
Wow.
Every single. I watched this movie so much when I was a child. The reason why this is the movie that I remember thinking, oh, there could be red ninjas, and they could be like, I was like, oh, there's a thing, right? Even though Enter the Ninja had the white ninja, but even as a kid I knew, oh no, that's only for white people. But this, I remembered every single frame of this movie. It was watching it now as an adult for the first time was both amazing and disappointing. It was an experience, and I was like, oh, this is both better than Enter the Ninja and yet still the same as Enter the Ninja. It was so much. I could not put into words how it was great and bad at the same time. I had a great time, and I was also like, this is what the fuck.
Is this like watching the death of your childhood? It's like this could destroy this, murder my these guys are I don't want to say the other word, but yeah, they're yeah.
No, I did not. This did not ruin it for me. I was like, I remembered every scene in this movie. Every scene. I remembered every frame. I was like, yep. Remember that? Remember the bucket? Pointing at the bucket. Remember that? Yep. Okay. Everything. I remembered everything. What I didn't remember so much were the nuances of quote unquote acting, because as a kid you don't really pay attention to that. But it's like the dumb, you know what I mean? Like the dumb storyline shit that you don't remember is like, hey man, can you go take this to a girl? She's gonna be waiting by a balcony, and it's like,
oh,
Like that's like.
God.
So I didn't remember that, but
and then the concussion
that-
from the motorcycle windshield.
oh yeah,
that hurt my feelings. Like as an audience member, as an adult, like this wasn't made for me. This was made for adults in the 80s. And as an adult, I was like, fuck you, man. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That is insultingly stupid. You take this note over to her. She's wearing a white dress. She's gonna be fuck you, man. It's so
Yeah.
stupid.
how do you know what she's wearing?
Yes, you know.
Oh, I talked to you on the phone. So why didn't you just tell her then that you weren't gonna go? So I was like, what? How do you know she's gonna be standing at the balcony? How do you know that? Like, that doesn't-
So
yeah.
stupid.
So the interesting thing, because you had mentioned about Enter the Ninja. So the director of this, he directed Revenge of the Ninja, and then Ninja 3: The Domination. Because and then after they did that, they were like, we want to, because the head of Canon had wanted to have a white guy be a ninja. So and they switched it up with Ninja 3: The Domination and made it a woman. And the guy made a very sexist comment on the documentary of like, and it didn't work out. It wasn't that great, the movie. Revenge of the Ninja, where it was good, but when they changed it to a female lead, it was meh. That's his words, not mine.
Wow.
Yeah. But what I love, what made me appreciate this movie a little bit more is that the director has he's done a ton of movies, has two movies that he says are his favorite movies that he's ever done. And it's American Ninja and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Of course.
And he said they both have a special quality of innocent, true friendship, love, and youthful idealism. Those are his exact words as to why he loved both those movies. These two movies.
I will say that this movie, with a little bit bigger budget, is an action blockbuster. An action, like a straight up, but like
if they remade this movie today, it could be a really fine action film.
Yeah.
It could really be a good, like, it was like, oh,
they'd have to polish off the rough edges of the amnesia storyline where he's suddenly he's the original Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
The amnesia stuff, like I'm sure there are different ways around it. And then also some of the more problematic, like
well, I don't have a problem with him having amnesia. I have a problem with his superior officers not fucking knowing the story before he gets there.
Not knowing anything.
Like that's an issue that I have. I was like, sir, you're his commanding officer. How do you not know this information prior to him? Like, I don't what are you talking about?
Yeah, like what are
And
you
then
doing?
why are you so mad at him because he saved your daughter's life? What the
Yes,
fuck?
bro.
Well, because
Why
he's
are you so mad?
in on it. Because he's in on it.
He's
That was
in-
part of
that-
the deal,
yeah.
was that they were gonna hijack the thing.
Right.
But you can't be so blatantly mad at him. Like, again, if I'm thinking about, like, if you remade this movie today, wouldn't it be more of a, hey, thank you for for helping me? Like, you would befriend the guy that you're ultimately gonna backstab, right?
It's like the bad
imagine
guy
the-
from Rush Hour.
Yes. I
Yeah.
imagine that the actors would also be better. You know what I mean? Like
No. I need these exact actors the way they are.
I would kill, bro. I
Mike-
would love to see these exact actors.
First of all,
Chuck Norris was supposed to be the original main character in this because he had a contract deal with Canon, but he literally turned it down because he's like, I don't want to cover my face up. Which is in like one scene of this movie is that his face is in a ninja outfit.
Literally,
Like, that's it.
Put
the
my
American
face in
ninja
mud.
isn't
Put my
dressed like
face-
a ninja at
Put
all.
put my face in mud. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
Full camo.
Full camo. That's fine.
And I had told Neri because Dudikoff, when they're talking to him about him in this movie, he says, when I get into a script, I really get into it and I focus and I live it and I eat it and I sleep and I dream about it. And he goes, sometimes I don't even find my character till I get on set and then I'm like, oh, there he is. That's my character. And he said, for me, acting comes first, martial arts comes second. Like that's from his mouth.
Nobody doubts that. Nobody doubts that. Was there any one of us thinking, wow, they got a fucking actual martial artist to do this? Like nobody was. But here's the thing, Michael, you study the script, you have 4 lines.
He didn't speak for the first time until 14 minutes into the movie.
Okay, can we talk about so it opens with this kind of clever start in the action. I love when movies just start with something happening. I hate the slow build. But also the credit scene was pretty long.
Yeah.
And I will say
Well, this is before they this is still when they had opening credits. Like they don't have opening credits anymore. But
I'm sorry. Let me even backtrack even further.
The Smolder,
not the Smolder. I'm talking about the guy playing the trumpet. They're the military / Asian Japanese influence of the soundtrack, the score. There is a guy who's playing the fuck out of this trumpet, and if you know music and you know how to play trumpet and you know anything about it, it's like you could hear him giving his all. Like he is blowing that fucking horn. Like he is like, this is my big break. I'm in a big budget. This is his moment.
I'm opening up for Bruno Mars next month. I gotta practice. Here we go.
I'm not kidding. Go back and watch it and pay attention to the trumpet. I don't know if it was that my headphones were picking up that frequency better or whatever it was, but I was like, "Yo, this guy is trying." and it pops up again, like, cause when every time they do the military part, there's a trumpet. It sounds very patriotic, and then but then all of a sudden it gets to like it builds to these really high pitches where you can hear the guy like. Like cheeks exploding, like he's pushing for that fucking note, and I respect it. I want to shout out to whoever the trumpet player is for the score because he's killing it and setting the tone for this convoy that's coming, and then eventually gets hijacked.
You think that trumpet player is in his deathbed? He's like, finally, get the respect I deserve.
Yeah.
No,
I made it.
He's in the Coco afterlife, and he's living for one more day. Someone remembered him.
Is he the equivalent of the saxophone man from Lost Boys? Like that's all he does now. He's like, I was the trumpet player in American Ninja.
Well, no, the Lost Boys.
He's working cons. He's working cons.
Sexy Sax Man was in the movie though. You saw him.
That's true. Yeah.
You didn't see this guy. He's just giving it his all for American Ninja.
But I sent Neri a picture of him in the opening scene because I just love that opening shot of him. It's like. Hey, he's a badass with that switchblade. Let me just show you him flipping it back and forth. He's like, I'm no pussy. I'm not going to play hacky sack with you bitches. Like, it was the most...
Can I just say, wait, hold on. So there's, all right, so we're not going to go scene by scene, but in the beginning, that guy's actually good. He's actually a good actor. Like, guys, I played hacky sack in California. He's actually a good actor. Like, even in this movie. I'm like, oh, look at this guy giving a fucking performance. He's like, hey, man, whatever, blah, blah. And not me. I don't want no trouble, whatever. And like all these lines, I'm like, he did a good job of playing the sidekick character of whatever the fuck. But it's like, oh. And then the sergeant, which, by the way, also in Ninja 3, The Domination, right? He was
the Canon guys.
He was one of the bad cops. That he's the one that gets beat. He's the one that gets killed in Ninja 3 Domination. Spoiler alert, by a cue ball from a pool table. But that's besides.
I mean,
that's besides.
What are you gonna do?
As they tend to do. As they tend to do. Yeah. So this whole opening scene where he didn't talk, he had a smolder, he had all this shit going on. Again, find it very weird that nobody knew who this guy was. Oh, he's the new guy, and it's like, how do you get put on this convoy duty if nobody knows who the fuck you are? Like nobody.
His name is literally Joe, dude.
He's Joe, but he's also the driver. Like he's in the, like he's the
motor pool.
Well, this is also a thing that I don't think like people like it's well known, but I don't think people pay attention to it enough that there's a million different jobs in the army and the military, and and some of those jobs are dumb and stupid and boring. There's like military librarians,
right?
Yeah. I had a bit talking about my my dad's cousin who was like playing the trumpet in one of those military bands, and that was his whole he was in the honor guard, and that was it. Like that was his whole 10-year service, but people still like see him in the uniform and they're like, thank you for your service, et cetera, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm really good at trumpet.
I had one guy in the audience one time, so I said, what do you do for a living? He goes, I work at NASA. And everybody's like clapping, woo, and I'm like, hold up, what do you do at NASA? And he literally said, oh, I clean the floors. I'm like, oh, so you're a janitor. Just say you're a fucking janitor. Don't be bragging about. I'm like, it's fine. It's
janitor.
And then I said it's honest work. Nobody's making fun of you, but don't be trying to hide this shit. Like, oh, all of a sudden I'm a comedian. Like, don't do that shit. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I work at NASA or whatever. Anyways, go ahead. You were saying.
No, I'm just saying that the job. So like, there's a lot of times where a lot of these army bases, they are literally just guys who drive the whoever's in command. They drive them back and forth. They're their chauffeur.
Right,
know,
but
like
also the commanding officer would know about you
Yes,
before
yes.
you take the fucking, you know what I mean? Like by the time this guy got into the convoy, it's presumed that he's already had his bunk, right? Like you
Yeah.
get that, you do that first. You don't like immediately get off the plane from wherever the fuck and be like, here we are driving my I'll just put my shit in the back. It's
He
fine.
didn't have any luggage. All he had was the switchblade.
Well,
Um,
but okay, so
like you know, there was the airport security was looser back then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In the
This is-
Philippines, it's
there's genuinely like the vibe of the downtime in the military, like that can't be it, right? Like that I've never been in the army, but that can't be it where it's
In
like
the Philippines base, yeah, I'm assuming that's it. Man.
maybe yeah.
I'm assuming that's it. I mean, we all know Mike, you know Ramon Garcia,
Yeah.
and he talks about that he was in the Navy and he was stationed in Key West.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think it's much more like, you know what I mean? It's got to be like, as if you're gonna be stationed in the Philippines, that what is it to do? Hacky sack.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hacky sack.
Yeah. My brother was stationed in like rural South Korea, like in the Air Force. So he was like, I was like, what do you guys do there? He's like, nothing. It sucked. we just drank. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so that whole vibe of him smoldering and him looking intense, that's like from the James Dean School of Acting. But then that's where he stopped classes. Like he just smolder.
He just wasn't a good actor. He just wasn't.
Smolder.
But I will say I forgot how I didn't know as a kid how bad of an actor he was. It wasn't until this movie where I was like, oh yeah, no, he's a bad actor. I will say this: I don't think I've ever seen parts 2, 3, and 4.
well.
You see 5?
No, I'm not. I'm saying maybe I saw part 2. Maybe.
I mean, it's on the wheel, right? Part 2 will be on the wheel now.
The sequel, that's the rule. If we do something that has sequels, once we do it, the sequels go on the wheel and we go 1, 2, 3.
But so I want to just move. I know we're not going to go scene by scene, but there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot that happens in the next scene in the caravan.
Mm-hmm.
And the assault that we need to touch on this.
Yeah. That girl does not shut the fuck up
or know how to drive.
Oh my god. Does not know how to fucking drive. She literally couldn't go forward. She couldn't go like just straight. She went like, oh, there's a bulldozer that way. I'm just gonna do a fucking 3-point turn and crash into a
barricade. Like, smolder myself, and then the guy with the Uzi starts shooting at her, and then she takes off and just falls right into the
I mean, this movie. I literally texted Jeff. I was like, "This movie is not doing anything for the
women can't drive stereotype."
The women can't drive stereotype. I literally said that. I said this movie's not doing anything to help the stereotype of women can't drive.
I will tell you this: that one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie is in this moment, and it's when the guy starts shooting at Dudikoff, and he does one of his 57 rolls that he does throughout this entire movie of running and doing a front roll.
Oh,
that's all he does.
It reminded me of in Galaxy Quest. Do you remember Galaxy Quest?
Yes.
When all of a sudden, what's his name? Tim Allen just starts like doing rolls and everyone's just walking behind him like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. He dodges all the bullets like that. But
yeah,
the guy shooting at him, you hear the ping, 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 and he shoots the toolbox open. To which then Dudikoff grabs the screwdriver, throws it at the one guy, and then in Looney Tunes fashion, like without a second for him to possibly grab another one, throws that tire iron, like that 4-pronged tire iron, and then throws there was something else he threw. I don't remember if it was a crowbar or what, but he just starts beaming these guys like if it's a cartoon, like Bugs Bunny fighting off like somebody. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that tire iron is pretty heavy, by the way.
But he threw it like a frisbee.
Yeah, it's a tire iron for a truck too. It's not even a tire iron for like your Nissan Sentra. It's a fucking tire iron for a truck, for a military truck. And he's like, yeah, just throw it, right? Just.
I liked also how like guys in black ninja costumes pop up, and everyone's like, "Yep, that's them."
Well, this is what I love. He goes, yeah. He goes, what do you got for me, Jackson? He goes, well, sir, how familiar are you with ninjas? And the captain goes, what? And he goes, ninjas. The
secret art of assassination.
Art of assassination. And he goes,
he says ninjutsu.
He says ninjutsu. And then he goes, what the colonel says what, and then he goes, "It's a secret art of ninjutsu," and he goes, "You think I don't know about ninjutsu?" And he goes, "But you just said
No. He tells him. He goes, "Oh, all the wounds and everything and eyewitness testimony point to ninjas." And he goes, "What? He goes, "What?" And he's like, and he goes, the secret art of assassinations." And he goes, "Of course I do." Like, so it's like, what? Of course I do.
Of course I know about ninjutsu. It's like, well, no, but you just said what? You don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
But that was also after he comes back, like after the whole attack happens, right?
No, that was right before Joe comes back. That was
that was right after
he hadn't. He hadn't brought the daughter back.
He already had outranned them, but the colonel and Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. His name is Curtis Jackson.
Oh, I just realized. I just assume, like, in these movies, every black guy is named Jackson.
Yeah, but his first name is Curtis.
Yeah.
And when he shakes his hand after fucking losing to a guy with a bucket on his head, which that's embarrassing as fuck.
Yeah.
He goes, Curtis Jackson knows when he's been beat or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, Curtis Jack, is this 50 Cent? Are you fucking kidding me?
So Michael Dudikoff was like freaking out because Steve James, the actor that played Jackson's actually a martial artist. Dudikoff was not at this point. He had no study in the martial arts whatsoever. Well, no, he eventually did. Yeah. But and so he was like, yeah, I really don't want to film that scene right away because I'm really nervous that I'm going to screw it up because this guy knows what he's doing. So it was interesting that the guy he's like an expert, and Dudikoff was like the main draw.
You know what's hilarious? You know what's hilarious? They were like, hey, we need to cast the starring role for American Ninja. Now, the sidekick, we got an actual American who actually knows martial arts. Okay, so why don't we make him the American Ninja? He's black.
He's black.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we gonna do? Well, we'll get a JCPenney model and a white JCPenney model.
Yep.
And then we could just shoot around the fact that he doesn't know martial arts. Oh yeah, that sounds good. So instead of making American Ninja black, just make the title character. Who cares if he's black or white?
What a dope movie that would have been.
That would have been great.
Jackson be the American Ninja.
He should be the American Ninja. Like, I could actually do the moves.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't get the amazing outfit that I also sent Neri a picture of at the end of the movie. If he was a ninja, there it is.
Oh yeah, that's
military issue right there.
Yeah.
Dude, you put Dudikoff to the audio listener. Go check out our Facebook video.
Yeah.
But you could put Dudikoff in that. He's fine.
That's a G.I. Joe action figure right there.
Legit.
That's what
Not only that, but
Action Carl. That's Action Carl.
Yeah.
That's Action Carl.
Or Combat Carl. That's what it was.
Combat Carl.
That's Combat Carl.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, the thing with that fight that you guys were talking about, the bucket on the head and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That literally, the reason why that fight is going down is because 4 people died.
Mm-hmm.
4 soldiers died in that convoy because he got aggressive with they were just ready to give away the truck. Clearly it was like a plant here. You stole it. You got me. And then, but Dudikoff starts getting a little rambunctious. The whole thing goes down. 4 soldiers die. 4. And then at the end, they have this little skirmish. And at the end, Joe's all right.
Yeah.
These 4 dead guys.
Hey.
And we didn't like him anyway.
Hey.
Joe's all right.
Curtis Jackson could
from our
admit.
memory.
Curtis Jackson could admit when he was wrong. This guy's all right. Am I right? Yeah. Wait, what? What about the 4 guys? I said he's all right.
There he is.
Carl.
There is. So one other quick thing in that caravan attack, that it's a common theme between this movie and what we're doing the next time, which is Enter the Dragon, is I want to know, Mike, because you did martial arts. When do they teach you to be able to jump backwards into the air 15 feet, 10 to 15 feet, to either hide in a tree or dodge bullets? Because there's a shot that the ninja does that in there.
I'm not gonna
He does it
for legal reasons.
They do it in the next movie too.
I know, that's what I just said.
Oh shit! I know, no, because of what you just said. I go, they do it in this,
and it's worse than this one.
Oh, that's way worse.
Well, it's also in the 7. I mean, it's all done. Okay, I'll tell you this.
Just tell me the 4th class. Just tell me it's the 4th day of ninjutsu class.
4.
Also, I loved the training montage I love the training obstacle course that they had
Oh my
And
God!
then-
Yes.
And I couldn't stop thinking about the American Ninja Warrior that I kept seeing pop up on all the searches that I would do for this movie.
Yep.
American Ninja, they would always follow up with Warrior, and I'm like, yo, that's an American Ninja Warrior track or obstacle course.
Absolutely. Which I will tell you that will rival your trumpet player is in that scene on the drums is the dude in the loincloth banging the drum.
I have it in my notes that I want to be the ninja drummer. That alone was I all of a sudden, like, because it was, I will say this, startling.
Yeah.
I was all of a sudden I was just like watching ninja shit. What the what?
You know, that guy, the guy who played the drummer, actually went on later on, like 20, 30 years later, went on to be the lead singer of Journey. It was
whoa.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
A Filipino dig.
Right, because they weren't
he is Filipino.
man.
You're not
Hey,
wrong.
it's a Filipino pool and a music pool, which I'm not typically one for a music pool.
You really aren't. You really
So
aren't.
now the funny thing is in that scene, so right before that at the caravan, the Black Star Ninja's like, oh, he is highly skilled.
No, he didn't say that. He did
what was
say
it?
that. He said he's highly skilled.
Oh yeah, he's highly skilled. He's a good fighter.
He is good
so-
fighter.
And they're like,
underestimated him before. I
He
will
goes-
not be underestimating him.
so they go through this whole spiel saying it shouldn't have been trained to an American. This should not have got this isn't an Asian art form, whatever. And then the next shot in that camp,
The one who's saying that is French.
well, yeah,
Right. Yeah,
The French guy's the one like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's a Japanese art form. It cannot be done to an American.
and the first ninja that they have is a blue-eyed white guy that you can clearly see through the mask training in the front of the thing. And I go, well, that just took away your argument right away from one
Well,
scene.
I
to
love the
next.
fact that it's the French guy going like, what do you mean? You cannot train an American. This is an Asian art form. And it's the Filipino who's like, stop being so fucking close-minded. Right? Like, stop being close-minded.
It can happen.
It can happen. It's fine. Okay.
Also, at the end, there's that. Well, I don't want to. Are we going to talk about the? Are we going to go in order? Or are we going just as we go?
Whatever you want to do. Whatever you
Well,
want to do, Pookie.
Just in the what the fuck?
Do what you want to do, friend.
Friend. Hey, pal. I'll do what I want to do. All right, buddy.
All right, Chief.
Look here, bro.
Hey, buddy.
There's a couple thoughts I have about this, just the movie as a whole. Let's do about that. Everything is ADR. Everything is done after the fact. Every line that you hear feels like it's done. I don't think they did any of the actual on-set audio as the dialogue. And it hit me so
Really?
hard.
Some of them I know what you're talking about, but some of them, like Jackson and the other guy, the driver, those seem to be lined up pretty well. It's the other one. It's the other. I feel like it's the people who can't act well that they're like, okay, try this shit again, please.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. Like it to me from the beginning, where that for what's the daughter's name? She wouldn't shut the fuck up during the whole chase sequence. Like, yo, there's people chasing us. Patricia, shut the fuck up. They can hear you. They're gonna follow. Like, shut. I'm not gonna go in the water. What are you talking about? You drove your car almost into the water. Like.
I would love to see a Family Guy do a cutaway to like, this is worse than when they try to save the girl in American Ninja, and then they cut away to this shit. It's like, I'm not going in the water, blah blah. And then Peter, being the Michael Dudikoff fucking character, just looks around and then snaps her neck himself, and is like, Ninja's got her. Ninja's got her. I literally just wrote a fucking Family Guy cutaway.
You did.
Use me, Seth.
Well, that I'm sorry, but that woman is literally nothing of value in that convoy. I'm starting to think like
they did say that.
Yo, the Colonel guy sells her out hard like a bunch of times, but also, why the fuck does this daughter have so much access to everything and everyone? Like, she knew who the sergeant was, she knew who the French guy was, she knew who the Spanish guy was. She was the exposition dump of the script, but also is like, how do you know this? Like, why do you know this? Of course, I'd want to kill you now.
Oh, the sergeant, he's a teddy bear. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. And they're both like looking, hey, at the restaurant. They're like just sitting at her, waving at her. So let's talk about. Let me talk about.
Wait,
let's
wait.
talk about.
You mean the restaurant where they sit in those fucking wicker chairs?
Yeah, yeah. Those giant wicker thrones.
They looked like it looked like a fucking 80s Pier 1 imports in there.
Oh my god! I was like, it looks? You know what it looks? And I'm like, how many cultures are we really fucking ripping off? Like, it's so bad. I was like, is this? It looked like there's so many albums, like hip hop albums, where they had the guy sitting in a wicker chair, and I was just like, oh wow, okay. Wicker was a big deal. Wicker was a big deal in the 80s, man.
Yeah,
That
wicker.
But that motorcycle jump that happens in the movie.
Oh, can we
where
talk
it's like-
about how that stunt guy ate those fucking handlebars?
Yeah. That windshield and the shield. Like it just, I replayed it like
ate
5
that
times.
shit, dude. So
So that was the stunt coordinator, because like they basically they did the same thing that they did with Enter the Dragon, and that they gave him a blank script. They gave him the script with all the dialogue, but they left all the action scenes blank. And they told him, come up with whatever you want to do. So some of the stunts that Dudikoff didn't want to do, he did, like the motorcycle jump. So that was a real person. That wasn't a dummy.
Of course it wasn't a dummy. That guy legit is hurt.
Yeah.
After that. And cut. He spits out like all his teeth. But also I love that how he's like, can I borrow your motorcycle? And then he's like, no, that's my baby. That's my baby. And then he just like drives away with it anyway.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, how are you gonna get out of here? You're gonna drive up that perfectly placed obvious ramp? And it's like, he's like, whoa, where's he gonna go? And he's like literally going in a straight line towards a ramp. And the guy's like, no one will ever know how he gets out. I wonder how he's gonna do it.
No, he goes towards the ramp, stops, turns around, faces the guy. So like he stopped momentum to then make a smaller circle and come back around and get less momentum and then jump. I'm like, just leave.
Just go.
The further you start from, the more momentum you get. It's a better chance of you making it. Go.
Also, like that's not the motorcycle to do that. Like that bike is also broken. Like
the whole
land.
You fucked up that man's baby. Is what you just did.
Like I would have been like, I just told him that was my baby, and he drove it off of a fucking drop. Like he didn't even jump. He just went.
And he should have just like taken out his switchblade and stabbed the gas tank.
Okay, so
while looking at him in the face.
So here's one that I don't understand from a character perspective, because we're assuming at this point, the audience, that Joe is otherwise a good person. We just, he's quiet or whatever, but he's a good person. He fucking shows up to the date, right? He's gonna go out with this chick, right? All right. But then he gets back and he's like, so you like my motorcycle? I'm like, what?
Yes, I had the same thought. Like, that's not your motorcycle.
That's not your motorcycle. And there's no shame in saying, like, I borrowed it from my fucking friend, which, by the way, just became my friend after I killed 4 of his friends. So, like, how about you give the guy some fucking credit? How about you give some guy some credit? Jesus.
He ranks his friends, and I killed 4 through 1, so I could take the top position. I don't understand what's so hard to understand here.
The Highlander rule of friendship is like, if I want to be Mike's number 1 friend, I know who I gotta kill.
Yeah, you know who you gotta kill. It's like MySpace. MySpace top 8. Like when you push somebody off the top 8, they died. Like they died.
How dare you?
Yeah.
You like my motorcycle? Like that's not even. Oh, yeah. Bro.
I do enjoy that at some point. So like there's like ninja stuff, and at some point they're just like guns. Like everybody's got a gun now,
but nobody can hit anybody.
No, at all.
They went to the stormtrooper school of shooting.
And then there's one of my favorite things is they actually did a pretty good job of like setting up stuff and using it later, where they had Chekhov's rocket launcher. You know Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
If they show a gun in the first act, it's got to go off in the third. They show Chekhov's rocket launcher in the case, and it's like, what the fuck is this? Something that will never come into play ever again. Click. And then of course later you get the majestic it's a fucking Jackson, right?
Yeah, Jackson.
Jackson's got it, looking all dope as fuck with his rocket launcher, just waiting for them to drop
to like does drop off. Cons? Does that guy do cons?
I don't know. Well,
so no. Just
spoiler
say no.
alert. Jesus.
Just say no.
Just say no.
Did he pass? When did he pass?
Yes. They mentioned in the documentary. Let me see, 1993 at 41.
Wow. Young. Jesus.
Did he do
how
anything
did he die?
else?
How did he die? Yeah, American Ninja 2, American Ninja 3, American Ninja 4, American Ninja 5.
He was a baseball fury in the Warriors.
Oh shit!
Apparently, yeah.
What did he die of? How did he die?
I don't
I'm
know.
interested.
Oh, he was also an "I'm Gonna Get You" sucker.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. That's where I remember him from. That's where he was a good
he's
actor.
in a bunch of
And
stuff.
Weekend at Bernie's
Pretty good.
too.
Anyways,
Yeah.
but all right.
But anyway.
Oh wow, yeah. 1994 was his last credit.
But so in one of those scenes, like I don't know if any of you guys saw this like I did, but the scene where Joe goes into the warehouse and he's like sneaking around the warehouse.
Which Joe?
Joe American. Sorry,
Joe who? Yeah.
They said his name 15 million
Yeah,
times. Like, oh
yeah.
my god, Jesus.
Joe.
Oh, it's Armstrong. His name is Joe.
Yeah,
Armstrong.
no. They said it a couple times.
Yeah,
in
they
the
said
movie.
Armstrong. I just said
I
Joe
completely.
American
Yeah,
because the guy was like, that's the only American name I knew, so I called you Joe.
Yeah, that's actually a good storyline, though. That was actually good. He was like, oh, he got adopted by this Filipino guy, and he was like, the only name I knew was Joe. The only American name I knew was Joe, and I saw this white baby.
This is a perfect example of the movie dropping a hint that the better movie already happened.
Right.
The better movie happened when that kid gets discovered and is and goes through ninja training as a child with this random Filipino.
A quick question before we get back to Jeff's point. Do we consider that scene of him chopping, I guess, coconuts, is that a training montage? Because if it's not, this movie does not have a training montage.
I think the scene where he's teaching him the
I mean, it's the same movie. It's the same scene. It's the same one.
Right.
Where
the fact that there's multiple things happening is a montage.
It would be a montage.
It's just not
a good one.
It's just not a montage in the way that we are thinking of it, like
a good
Karate
one?
Kid or whatever. A good one,
right?
Yeah. With the fucking song playing in the background or whatever. The trumpet guy. Why didn't they give that guy, the trumpet guy, more to do? I think. But
what I was gonna say in the warehouse is, so there's a shot where he sneaks into the office and you see the shadows. Yeah. That office was actually, from the outside, looked very small, but there was about 7 ninjas inside of that office.
Yes, yeah.
That you just saw shadows coming from hidden, like it was like a cartoon car. Like they were just coming out. I was like, that's not how big that room was.
Yeah.
And then you see all this fighting happen. I'm like, I don't know how that's happening.
Ninjas.
Yeah.
Ninjas.
Seriously.
Also, yeah, at a certain point, there's just fucking ninja magic. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Magic.
I'm telling you, I legitimately love a lot of parts of this movie. I love the old man, his teacher.
Yep.
I love the fact that he showed up to help him. I love the fact that he was clearly dressed differently, because he's like, you're gonna be able to tell who I am, right? And he clearly
I got Master Roshi vibes from him, like the
Master
whole movie.
Roshi vibes, but also like
I needed him to throw a piece of dough at Joe. Just throw a piece of raw dough at Joe, and he was like, okay, I get it. It's training. This is how it works.
And apparently ninja magic cures amnesia, because he, from one second to the next, was like,
he
Father,
unlocked his
yes,
brain.
Dad. Like he was saying, okay, I guess that, yeah, you're my dad.
But he's like, the ninja magic was also like, how is it not like the first thing you do?
Yeah.
To throw a fireball. He throws a fireball, not at a person, at the rope.
Yeah.
Why would you, like, if you could throw, first of all, I love that you have the picture with the claws. I remember that was a big deal for me as a kid.
Huge deal.
The fucking claws on your palms was a big fucking deal.
That's how you climb concrete walls.
That's how you climb. Well, that's how you climb everything, Neri.
Yes.
That's how
Yeah.
ninjas do it.
Yes. However, anybody who's trying to fucking install a Ring doorbell into a concrete wall in their house knows how fucking difficult it is, and how many drill bits you have to go back to Home Depot to fucking buy. Yet this guy can climb fucking okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but also
to be fair, in this movie he didn't climb. I'm just thinking about Return of the Ninja, where Revenge of the Ninja, where he clearly was using these claws to climb up buildings. But go ahead.
But and then another thing that, like, little things that were important in this movie, like as a kid, that I thought it was cool, but as an adult, I'm like, this is so stupid. The reverse Satoichi grip on every like the hero's
he
always
pulls
got to get cool and do it backwards
Yeah.
and have the sword come out the bottom or whatever. I always like as a kid I'm like, oh, how cool is that? As an adult I'm like, this is a terrible idea. Don't do that. You're limiting your range. You're putting your fingers out first. Like, don't put your hand out there first. That's the thing holding the sword.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that like stuff it was very clearly like done by people who are just like, what's gonna look cool on camera? What feels cooler? I'm gonna do this way. I also love that he chases him through the swinging pole thing.
For
why?
Like, why?
Hey,
why?
Go around.
I wrote that down. I go, why didn't he go around the jungle gym of death? Why not? He just was like, like dodging it instead
just
of just
walk around it. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say about that? The Zatoichi?
No. What you were talking about, what looks cool, like that whole ending sequence made zero sense. Being at the top of a mountain, it's like you have all these ninjas and nowhere to hide or do anything kind of cool with them. And then like he shows up, and it's like, okay, just shoot him. But they're like, no. Let's make this whole big deal. Come in the middle, and then we're gonna surround you, and we're gonna one at a time come at you, and then Master Roshi shows up, and it's you two against them. Just shoot him.
Like,
just shoot him.
Once that guy turns invisible,
why doesn't somebody just take a 45 to this guy?
Oh yeah, that'll come into play later.
Bang.
Yeah. But go ahead, Mike. Sorry, you're
bang.
saying.
Problem solved.
No. Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, we gotta get to that next week. You want to know my favorite performance by a non-actor in this movie? The helicopter pilot. If you watch him in the background, he's chill as fuck, just watching shit go down until it's his time to do something, not acting at all. Bullets flying, ninjas flying, and he's just standing there like you could just literally see him just like,
yeah, I'm just here. Well, the thing is, so the ninja that actually climbs up on the helicopter, that's the stunt guy that busted his face on the motorcycle.
Yes.
And he said, we had to do the stunt, but we had no money to do any protective things. So I was literally 100 feet in the air, hanging on to this thing and trying to crawl along this helicopter.
I love that whole final sequence. It was, but it was not ninja in any
Shout
way.
Shout out to the fact that this movie, the whole final scene takes place in the daytime. You know, ninjas, assassins, night.
Yeah. Right.
But it's whole takes. I legitimately was like, yeah, okay, fine. Like, it was fine. I like totally forgot about it. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
And then also, I love that the Black Star Ninja suddenly had a flamethrower attachment to his wrist.
Yeah, no, he that flamethrower is ninja magic. The bullets in there was
the bullets in the
there
gun,
was the 4-chamber thing, and I was like, what? Why weren't you using this shit the whole time?
I would have just had like just Papa, dead.
Yeah, this movie does suffer from a lot of leaps of logic where you're just like, I mean, you know where he sleeps, like,
yeah,
you know, he's on base.
I got a gun in my plate. I just go get it right now. Just get bam, kill him. It'll be a lot of fun. Come on,
we'll do it together. It'll be like a bonding thing. Bang, we'll put.
And then that ending though, like he lands on the roof with this girl, and then carries her, and then she's like, okay, he's down there. Let me just throw her off the roof so I can get my hero pose.
Laughed out loud when he because I thought he was gonna jump down, and he just goes, "Bye, bitch."
Yeah,
he's just like, what? He just drops her,
and then he does a hero pose. He takes the mask off.
Oh my god, Canon Films loves a fucking stare down at the fucking barrel of the camera. Freeze frame ending. They love that shit, man. Just like, it's all about the fuck. You got to stare right into the camera, motherfucker, right here.
And then cue the trumpet guy. Bang! I love that guy. I want to find out who he is. If he has any social media presence at all, I want to find him and be like, thank you for all that you did on the trumpet work in American Ninja.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So what's your review, Mike?
All right. I have to give this a review. I'm going to give it 0 cockfights out of 5. There was not one cockfight in this whole movie.
Not
one. Hey, let's have a good old-fashioned cockfight. Not one. Not one. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm going to give it this is a quintessential KickFlix movie. If we were making a KickFlix playlist, or like if we were doing like
A viewing party. Like if we were doing a KickFlix viewing, like
No.
which one of these movies would you want to watch with the rest of us?
like if I was curating a night of cinema in the theater,
A theater?
a theater.
Theater.
I don't know if I could leave this one off of it because it is such a like the perfect KickFlix movie. I mean, I don't know, but I definitely will give it 3 out of 5 Chekhov's rocket launchers because the acting is just straight up difficult to get through. Like the stuff that is not, it is not greater than the sum of its parts. Like get through, you're just watching it to watch it, and then there's ninja stuff, and you're like, haha, look, it's the 80s. But it's 3 out of 5 Chekhov's rocket launchers.
I think the bad acting comes from one person, and the fact that they gave him 4 lines, I'm willing to overlook it.
Bro, that lady I could not tolerate.
No, she didn't have bad acting though. She just, you don't like her character.
Right.
Her acting's not bad. She was supposed to be the brat. She was supposed to be a spoiled brat that he fucking comes and, you know.
I guess so. I guess it is more like the script for her character is bad, and then also like her delivery, like her voice just like annoyed me the whole time. Where I was like, "There's nothing worth saving in that convoy," and I'm like, "Yeah, there's not. Fuck that. Yeah, let her go."
Are we? I don't recall. We can do halves, right?
Sure, do whatever you want, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, let me check with the board of trustees.
The official
Yeah,
ruling?
no, they've ruled in your favor, Jeff.
Awesome. I'm gonna give
by the
this.
way, Jeff, you're also part of the board of trustees.
You literally make the rules for the show with us.
Okay, perfect. You're right. I'm gonna give this 2.5 hacky sacks.
Okay.
Solid.
The acting was rough, even though I understood later on with Dudikoff that like his character was supposed to be the soft-spoken, reluctant hero that just wanted to beat it himself, so his voice kind of made sense. At that point, it was a little rough. The fight scenes, like you could tell that he didn't know how to do martial arts, and it was somebody trying to show him, all right, we're gonna set this guy up right here so that you can draw the sword and do a cool looking move, but it was still awkward, and like all he would do is roll all the time. Like when I see KickFlix movies, like I want at least some decent martial arts in it, and this just it wasn't there. And like that, like I said, that whole last fight scene, broad daylight on the top of a mountain, on a plane with like no cover, like it's not what I want from a ninja fight. You know, like Ninja Assassin, those last fights in Ninja Assassin fighting in the temple, that's what I want in a ninja fight. So I don't know.
I guess 2.5. I mean, I appreciate. I will say that American Ninja walked so Ninja Assassin could run.
This is true.
We would not be where we are. Respect the elders of the genre. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Like, if you want a good movie, no.
Right.
If you want a KickFlix movie,
yeah,
maybe.
Like that's why I don't give it lower than a 2.5. Or like I would have, if we didn't do halves, I may have pushed it up to a 3 rather than a 2 because I think it leans closer to 3 than 2. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would tell people to watch it if they could find it.
Yeah, that was
fine. Oh my god. Yeah, we should have started off with that. I was under the assumption that it was on available on Amazon because like 3 years ago it was, and now
I don't know what rights changed. But are they remaking it?
I hope so.
Could somebody have bought the rights?
Every other one's on Amazon. It's just that one that's not on Amazon.
No, not every other one. 2, 3, and 5. 1 and 4 are not.
That's okay.
What's your rating, Neri? We didn't get your rating.
My rating is 4 screaming broads out of 5. 4 nagging screaming broads out of 5. Again, I think that my one knock of this, I was gonna be funny and be like 4.7 because I just checked with the committee and they're allowing 0.7s. But I was like, I don't want to rate it that high. That's really high. That's really high. That's really high. I will go 4.3. 4.3. Screaming nagging women. I think my only real knock with this movie is Dudikoff's acting. And he is a far better athletic performer than dude they had for the other ninja movie we did. What was the other ninja movie we did?
Enter the Ninja.
Enter the Ninja. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Enter the Ninja.
How dare you?
Physically, Dudikoff was great.
Yeah.
I think not great. Let me rephrase that. I'm just comparing it to the fucking guy from Enter the Ninja. That Enter the Ninja guy. I mean, I'm still thinking about him and the nunchucks constipated. I can't. It's fucking bonkers.
As a soldier, he was great. As a ninja,
I don't. It didn't. The only thing that took me out of this movie was his delivery of the 5 lines. The worst one being, "Do you like my motorcycle?" That was the worst line, both for the fucking inaccuracies in the line itself and the fact that it was delivered horribly.
Does it make any difference to you that he was suffering malaria for 3/4 or for a quarter of the movie?
What?
He was suffering. I forgot to mention that to you guys. He was suffering from malaria. Majority of it was that last quarter of the movie. That's why he was sweating so much. It wasn't because he had malaria.
You know what? That gives me more respect for that guy.
Honestly, yeah. Like you should have said that from the beginning.
I totally forgot. I totally forgot that.
He was dying.
Yeah, he had malaria, and he was like, "Yeah." He at first he was like, "No, it's just because I'm sweaty because I'm in a ninja suit."
Here I am making fun of his reverse grip sword play, and he's like, "I was dying."
It's like, dying. You better be having a hemorrhage with that shit. So yeah, I my one real knock on the movie is Dudikov's acting. It's really bad, but I didn't find even his ninja things. I thought it was, it was better than Enter the Ninja, and I thought I legitimately think that the story there's something there. There are rough edges. If you remake this movie, I think there is something there to remake. This is one of those movies where I know Jeff, you're like, I hate remakes, and I'm like, this could benefit. A remake would benefit. This movie would benefit from a remake.
It depends on the movie. Like I don't hate all remakes, but I 100% agree. And like I want, like Mike's idea, I want more. I want a movie of that training. That like half of the movie is him.
I want a movie that includes
the
training. I want a movie that includes the training. Like it doesn't. You know what I mean? You could make a real movie. I think if the right studio got a hold of it, they could make a real movie out of this and be like,
well,
oh, okay.
That's
if
the ultimate.
If Netflix got a hold of this shit,
yeah, that's
Netflix
the ultimate
money,
irony is that they remake successful things.
Yeah.
Those things don't need remaking. They were successful. They were good. Just watch the good version. What you need to go back and find, like the ultimate truth is that those were fine. It's just a cash grab. If you really want to like do justice, go find the things that almost made it, that had some flaws that you could iron out the edges. Go back and remake that shit. Like go back and remake certain specific American Ninja. Go back and remake certain things and make it better. Don't take shit that was already good and ruin it. Take stuff that was almost good and make it good.
Can you imagine American Ninja with Michael J. White?
Michael J. White.
Michael J. White. Yeah, that would be awesome.
With where he's the Joe. He's
he's the American Ninja.
Right.
Period.
Joe, I'm sorry. I thought you said Joe. I thought when you said Joe, I thought you were talking.
No.
I'm sorry. I know him. I know him as Mr. Armstrong. I apologize. That was my.
And you get Ryan Reynolds to be Jackson.
What? Hell yeah! No, you get Ryan Reynolds to be the smarmy, the friend, the hacky sack guy.
Oh, the hacky sack guy.
Great. That'd be great.
We should write this. I'm not even kidding. Right. We should write this.
let's go to the wheel.
Oh yeah, we got to go to the wheel, so I can be shunned one more time.
I really hope we get American Ninja 2.
By the way, while the wheel's going, I always mention this. The budget was $1 million and it made 10,499,000 worldwide.
Smash success. Why wouldn't you make it?
It's fucked up. I was gonna make 4 million. It was gonna make 10 million and 500,000, but I snuck into the theater the third time. All right. We're gonna spin the wheel. For those of you who don't know, we the way we pick our next film to review, we will spin the wheel randomly to add any movies to the list. Email us at KickFlixPod. That's KickFlix. It's like Netflix with a kick. KickFlixPod@gmail.com. And we will add your movie to the list. Right now there are 49 entries on the wheel. So let's go and spin that wheel.
It could be a good ninja movie, like Three Ninjas.
Come on.
Oh shit.
Super
Cop.
Cop.
Nice.
Super
Is that
Cop.
one of mine?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Super Cop is all right.
Jackie
that's-
Chan.
Yeah.
Is this
Near
our first
already
Jackie
gets-
Chan? Except for
No,
Rush
Rush
Hour. We
Hour.
did Rush
Yeah.
Hour.
Except for the biggest film that he made. Other than
No,
that,
I know, I know.
this is it. This is the first one.
But that's you know what? It's funny to me when I say this is our first Jackie Chan. I'm thinking of like the original, the OG Jackie Chan, like like not American, not Hollywood Jackie Chan movies, like the other ones, like this one, Super Cop. It's gonna be great. Michelle Yeoh's in it. I love it.
Yeah, I love that movie.
All right. Thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you check out the other podcasts on the Geek Bro Network that are include, but are not limited to. Better let me tell you, Shiver, a horror movie podcast, Cramocopia with Q and Jeff.
Yes.
The What's Up Bro podcast with Mike, myself, and some friends like Missy and Stephanie. And then the Mount Geekmore podcast, as well as Comedy Fitness and a Dose of Ellie and Chow Like a Best with Mike Valdez. So make sure you guys check that out. It's a lot of fun. Go to geekbro.net. All the podcasts are up available on geekbro.net. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. And that's how kicks are done.
Yeah. KickFlix.